Alright, so I didn't expect this video to blow up as much as it did. But here's the story time that many of you have been waiting for. The day of the quinceañera, I was getting blocked calls more than ever. So that night, he got drunk. We had to carry him home. We had to carry him inside the home. Me and my kids laid him down on the couch. I put the trash can next to the couch just in case he had to throw up. I took off his shoes, his saco, made him comfortable. And as I was making him comfortable, he said, "Kat, I have a girlfriend and I love her." What? So he just passed back out. Like, he literally, that's all he said, and he just passed out. So I went through his phone. I went through his deleted, his archives. I went through everything. And sure enough, so this girl, Denise, was also married and with kids, and they had been having an affair on and off for about 2 years or more. I don't know. She had created fake Instagram profiles from a Samuel with a Dodger profile picture. So I didn't suspect anything. She had created a fake Google phone number. They were just messaging, calling each other, and the day of the quinceañera, I guess she was upset because he wasn't answering her calls. He wasn't texting her back. She was texting him all day like, "I miss you, I miss you, I love you, this and this and that." Yeah, they were saying "I love you" to each other, So when I was looking at her fake Instagram page, she had posted a story, and it had said something about, "You said you were gonna send me a hot selfie, you never did. You told me you were not gonna be stressed out. You haven't talked to me, blah blah blah." And she posted a selfie of them together. Once I seen the picture of my ex-husband with another girl, smiling like if they were a happy couple, it hit different. All the other times that he had lied and I caught him talking to other females in the past, it was always, "It's just messages, it's just messages. I've never met with that person. It never went beyond messaging." So okay, whatever, we get over it. But this time, when I seen the actual pictures and when I seen the messages describing the things that they did together, it was like, that right there gave me that superpower to finally say, "You know what? I'm done. Like, I'm done." I put up with so much from that man for my kids. I put my happiness aside for my kids. I wanted my kids to have a family. So that, to me, when I seen that picture and those messages, I just couldn't. It was like a bit, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, seeing that was just heartbreaking, like legit heartbreak. So I let him sleep it through. I woke him up at 6 in the morning, tapped him on the shoulder. I never yelled. I never did any drama. I never yelled, never fought, nothing. I just woke him up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I said, "You need to pack your bags and leave our house." And he was like, "What?" Like, super confused, hungover. I said, "You need to pack your bags and leave our home. I need you to do it as soon as possible. And if you don't leave, I am going to call the cops on you." And he was like, "What are you talking about?" And as soon as I said the name Denise, he got pale. And what did he say? The first thing he said? "It was just messages. It was just messages. It never went beyond that." When I showed him the picture, "I'm sorry, I messed up." He was apologizing. He started crying. No, you're sorry you got caught. You are sorry that you got caught. You're not sorry that you did it. You're sorry that you got caught. So he packed his bags, and we ended up telling the little ones that he had to go to work out of town for a couple of months, because I didn't want to tell them, what happened. But my oldest, the one that had turned 15, I did tell her, and it destroyed her. It broke her heart. What was supposed to be the best night of her life. The next day we were supposed to have friends and family over, recalentada, open the regalos. What happened? She just had her best friends come over and be there for support, because of what had happened. And yeah, that's the last time that their dad ever came back home. Yeah, so that's my story.
Story time on how I caught my 5-year best friend hooking up for months with my 4-month relationship with my old boyfriend at the time. So let me just get this story straight. Let me kind of give you a little backstory. So me and this girl, we've known each other since 2nd, 3rd grade. And this story is set in 7th going to 8th grade. My best friend was always much more, you can say outgoing. She would always take risks. She didn't care. She wasn't scared to do anything. And with guys, oh, she went ham-town with that shit. So obviously I knew she was a little freak, but obviously I didn't blame her for it. I was just polar opposites, I was innocent, she was a little freak. And one day I'm on a call with my boyfriend, and my friend texted me, and she's like, hey, I want to go on a 2-man with you. We haven't gone on one in so long. It's been forever. Let's do it. And I haven't hung out with this girl in a fat minute. I'd known her in elementary school. After elementary school, we went to different middle schools. So it was we were not really connected at the time. And I still knew her, and we still talked, but we haven't, seen each other in, a fat minute. We still, talked, we still updated each other on stuff, we were still best friends. But we weren't just as close as we used to be, But one day, I was on the phone with my boyfriend, and she asked me, hey, do you want to go on a 2-man? Because we haven't went on one in so long. And I was like, oh my God, my boyfriend's best friend. I read the message out loud, and my boyfriend was like, yo, my best friend's looking to go on a 2-man. Maybe we should go on a 2-man. And I was like, fuck yeah, let's go on a 2-man. So I haven't seen this girl in forever, and I see her, and I'm like, oh my God, hey girl, how are you? And she's like, oh my God, hey, I haven't seen you in so long, I missed you so much. Right? We're rebonding. We're literally reunited. And I'm with my boyfriend too, and she meets the new guy, and it's they're going great. We've been on FaceTime all together before. The 2-man, sorry guy, the 2-man, we were all on the phone together before the 2-man. We knew each other pretty well. But in the middle of the hangout, it's going great. I think it's going great. I'm having so much fun. I leave to go to the restroom for a couple minutes. My best friend doesn't want to come, so I'm okay, whatever. I'll just go to the restroom myself, right? And so they're just all alone, and we're at the mall, and they're just all alone, and I'm in the bathroom for 10 minutes, I'm doing my makeup, whatever. And so I come back out, and then my boyfriend has this really weird expression on his face. And then her guy, he's just kind of looking away, he's this. And my best friend just has the biggest smile on her face. So I'm what's going on? And I was like, oh, do you look sad because you miss me? He was like, yeah. And I was like, wait, why are you upset? And so I pulled him over to talk, and he was like, I'm fine, leave it alone, I'm fine. I was like, okay. After that, the hangout became kind of dull, but it was fine because it was the end of it. We were all about to leave. We were all tired, so I kind of assumed it was that. But I also assumed that he was mad at me, so I called him afterwards, and we were on the phone, and the first thing that he tells me, he's like, I don't want you to be mad at me. I'm like, okay, I won't be mad at you. He was like, your best friend was literally all up on me, and I was like, whoa, what do you mean? I was literally with you guys the whole time. What do you mean my best friend was all up on you? He was like, when you went to the restroom, my best friend walked away for a little bit to call his mom, and your best friend was hitting on me. I literally was like, no way she would do that. I was like, no way she would do that. It's my best friend. I've known her since 2nd grade. She wouldn't do that to me. And he was like, I swear, and that's why I'm in a bad mood. And I was like, okay. But I left it alone because I did not want to start drama with this girl, especially because I haven't seen her in so long, and this is the first time I've seen her in a month or something, But like now I know in my mind to like keep her away. Like I just like was like, she told me that she wasn't really fucking with the guy that she was like with, so like we just won't go on a 2-man again because I don't want her like to pull anything on my boyfriend, so it's fine. We just won't do anything with my boyfriend again. It's fine. Like we won't get into any beef. It's fine. I knew that they had each other added, but like I didn't know that they were texting. I thought that they had each other added for like photos and shit from the group chat. And now I'm like in 8th grade. And so I'm with my boyfriend and we're still together. Like now it's like 5 months, 6 months, something like that. And my best friend she started going to the same middle school as me when I was in 8th grade. And I kid you not, I literally thought nothing of it because my best friend, like I haven't like heard of the situation in like months, like, you know, but I was just so happy that she was here, and I'm so happy that like I got a friend like at my school. One day I see them literally, because in our old school we had like these bathrooms that were for the staff, and they had like multiple stalls, but like literally everybody snuck in there, you know, like it wasn't really like for like the staff, like it was mostly for the students. Not really, like students were allowed in there, but like nobody went in there. So my best friend and my boyfriend, I remember I was walking downstairs to go use the restroom, not the staff restroom, like the actual restroom that I needed to use. And so I see them and they're walking side by side going to the staff restroom. And this staff restroom is literally known for people doing stuff. And so I saw them walking. I was like, hey guys, right? Because I didn't really know what else to say. And they were literally about to like walk into like the hallway for the staff restroom. And in that hallway, it's literally like kind of like a dead end. So it's like this, it goes like a box, and the staff restroom is like on the side. So like they would just go in there and go in the side. And they were literally right about to walk into that hallway. And I was like, hey guys. And they turned around with the most scared face on their lips. They're like, oh, hey, Millie. And my boyfriend like immediately walks up to me. He's like, hey, my love, like, and hugs me. My best friend has the nastiest look on her face. She looks like she wanted to strangle me with like all the force in her that she could. He hugged me like this. I hugged her like him like this, and my head was like above his shoulder. I saw her face. She was like this. Later on, I kind of got a little bit suspicious because what the fuck was that? And I've seen them later on walk with each other in the hallways like multiple times, and they would always have like the same thing always happen. And one day when me and my friend were at the lunch table, I remember she went up to go leave because we had like different lunches, and me and my boyfriend didn't have like the same lunch period at the time. And so we had different lunches, and me and this girl had the same lunch together. So she left her phone on the table, and I knew her password. I was a little bit suspicious, and I was like literally just trying to get the weight off of my chest. Like I knew that I knew she wouldn't do that, like wada. So I went through her phone and I looked through every single platform where her and her boyfriend my boyfriend could have been messaging. I'm talking Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter. Like I'm not joking. Like they had each other added on everything. Instagram, I don't know if I said that, but literally on Instagram, I went through his DMs and I saw him reply to her story saying, oh my gosh, like I wanna you right now. This was like at 11:59 at night. I was asleep, and this was on a Tuesday. What the fuck? Like what the So I'm like, oh my god, there is no way that they're not texting more on like different accounts. I go on WhatsApp. I look through their messages. It's all the times that they hung out when I didn't know. Like this is like during the summer 7th going to 8th grade. They were hanging out and they were hooking up for months. Like literally, like I was like, what the fuck? And I saw like nudes. Like I literally could not. Like I was so mad. My best friend comes back. I'm holding her phone like this. I look at her, she like walks up. I look at her and I fucking turn the phone around. She stands there like, and I'm like, what the I got into a whole argument with this girl in the cafeteria. It ended up being so bad that I got sent to the office. It got all resolved. We like just kind of told the office like some bullshit story. After that, I went to my boyfriend in school and I slapped him across the fucking face. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? He was like, what? And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You were fucking hooking up with my best friend for months. the whole school is watching at this point. The administrators are coming, and we're just yelling back and forth at each other, like, and I've never seen him yell like that. And then it got to the point where he literally pushed me, and I was like, oh hell no. I like stopped him again, and then the administrator came, and I was like literally like about to full on attack this boy and this little girl, but I couldn't because of fucking administrator. I got suspended for like what, 3-4 days, and now they're together. I hope you guys have a good like little life, because what the fuck was that? Also, by the way, girl, if he could do that shit to me, imagine what he's gonna do to you. Think about that shit, girl. You're not fucking stupid. And also, since I've known you since like fucking elementary school and you decided to ruin our trust just like that, fuck you. Go find yourself another girl best friend, because you know damn well none of them knew as much as I knew. Bye.
Put a finger down if you were dating this guy and he walked into your life and he was quite literally everything that you have been waiting for. Truly had you questioning, God, is this you? Did you put this guy in my life? He displayed every quality that I had been looking for. He was like nice. He was emotionally intelligent. He was understanding and listened and was attentive. He had a good relationship with the Lord. He just, he was funny. So many things, right? Yeah, he was great. And then one day, as in yesterday, he got a little drunk and we got home and he decided, I'm gonna just pop 2 gummies. Oh, are you? Okay. Pop 2 gummies. Also, when I got home from work, he had like a display of like things he bought me with like rose petals and like a candle and wine glasses and like got me some takeout. I got in and I was like, that's sus, like that's sweet, right? Obviously. But my intuition was like, what did this man do? What is he trying to compensate for? And I've had an intuition, like a feeling in my gut that something about this man wasn't right. But he was so great that I just chalked it up to like my trauma, my overthinking, right? So I was like, you need to just trust this man. Wrong. Never trust a man. Don't ever trust a man. So anyway, we got here. He popped 2 gummies. He was out of his gosh darn mind. And he kept going on about, and I was sitting there, I'm completely sober, I just got home from work, right? He kept going on about, babe, I need to tell you something. Babe, now would be a perfect time to tell you. And then he wouldn't finish the sentence. I was like, tell me what? Like, what are you hiding? Like, my mind went there. I was like, what are you trying to hide? It was almost like he was like outing himself and then like realizing, oh my gosh, this is Shannon, I'm talking to my girlfriend right now. And then like dialed it back in, right? So that was happening. I eventually put him to bed. He slept on the couch. I went into my room, grabbed his phone, and sat in my room for 4 hours on his phone. I'll explain. As I was going through his phone, I got in there with his password, I realized that I'm really not coming across anything because you went into messages, deleted messages, there was nothing there. I went into like search history, that was all cleared out. He had like an app for like hidden apps, and I got into that, there was nothing in there. And I was like, this man's really trying to like cover something up. Like the fact that he went to extreme lengths to like make shit disappear, right? So I decided, I was like, there's something. I'm gonna find something because I don't delete stuff off my phone. Like, I'm a normal human being. And so I went to TikTok and I was like, hey TikTok, like, how do you get into a man's phone? What to look for when you're going through your man's phone? Found some good stuff, did I? Yeah, lots of good tips and tricks. So basically you go into messages, deleted messages, there's an archive. You do this on like your settings. There's an archive button. Went into that. You need his password, so hopefully you know your man's password. You go into that and I found just one text. So obviously he was like clearing out his archive. right? But this one he missed. It was a text from Bumble. Hey, your activation code is 7 whatever. From Monday, a couple days ago. Right before he came to my house. So yeah, he downloaded Bumble, deleted that. I went into search history. There's like an archive button for that. Went into that. I left at 2 o'clock yesterday to go into work. He stayed here. He's gonna cook dinner, have like a little date night in the house, right? Literally no less than 20 minutes after I left for work, he was searching porn. And we have something in our relationship where we had already discussed that, and I was like, there's no place for porn in a relationship. Like, I am not that girl. Nope. So, and he agreed, right? He agreed. So yeah, several sites in my house, on my couch, or in my bed. Yeah. And not only were they, regular, it was granny with young boy, it was MILF, it was GILF, it was some odd topics. Clearly he's got some mommy issues is what I'm thinking. Yeah, so went through that, went through his app store. On the icon, you can click the picture. And in that, there's like purchase history and then hidden purchase history. And you needed like his iCloud password for the purchase history, or yeah, that. So I was like, crap, I don't even know what that would be. So I went into his password app, and it asked for a Face ID like 3 times, and obviously my Face ID was declined. But then after the 3rd time, you can like prompt it to like put in your regular password. So I put that in, got in there. Some of the websites and apps that he has had on his phone are passwords for apps on his phone. Tinder, Reddit was on there. I've heard some good stuff about Reddit that I need to check that, so we'll carry that on. But Reddit, Grindr, yeah, Tinder, OnlyFans, another site that he paid a subscription for. All kinds of stuff. But anyway, I found the password for his iCloud, and I went into the purchase history, whatever, and I found that he had purchased Bumble Premium 3 days ago. I saw that he purchased Grindr and Tinder Premium. Grindr. Yeah. He's straight. Let me get that. Yeah, he's straight. And not only that, like there was like a hidden purchase, and you can see there was like a Latino dating website. There was several other dating websites that I haven't seen. There was a transgender dating site, Grindr obviously, and a few other, cougar app, like cougars, dating for cougars. Yeah. And I'm not here to like judge you or offend you in any way, okay? I'm just saying that was never discussed in our relationship. Yeah, so found that. I decided to get a little ballsy and go to his navigation app. And one frequent stop that I was seeing on there was a thing called Adam and Eve. I don't know what that is. Had to look it up because I'm a good girl. Looked it up. It's a sex shop. Yeah. Not only is it that, it's just like, where are they? Like, we don't do that in our relationship. So like, who are you using that stuff with? And then you're using that stuff with somebody else and then coming here and yeah. I need to go to the OBGYN. Yeah, so all of that. And then I got into his Reddit from like the passwords. And some of his searches were actually had me spiraling. It is some hardcore, not okay, should probably be in prison. And mind you, I have a 3-year-old son who I introduced to him. Yeah. I mean, thank God nothing, I got out and I found this out quick. But still, like, tell me if you want a story time on how I confronted him. and some more things that I'll probably come up with on what I found in resolutions.
Get ready with me while I tell you about how I was cheated on for 9 months. I'm gonna condense this story so much and leave out so many details because honestly, this could be a podcast episode. So it all started when I was 16 years old. I met this guy and we started talking and everything was super normal at first. He was super good. But honestly, I was going through a really difficult time in my life. My parents had just kind of gotten divorced. My family was falling apart. Like, I had a ton of issues, like, that I was going through. And honestly, I just feel like he kind of took advantage of me while I was at my lowest. The first, 4 months were fine, I would say. And then he kind of started getting, a little bit crazy. He never wanted to meet my friends. He didn't want to take me to his prom. He was, lying to me about a lot of stuff. And I don't know, vibes were just kind of weird. He, didn't really like a lot of things about me and, really wanted me to change myself, to fit into, his narrative. The first year we were together, he wouldn't get me anything for my birthday. He wouldn't spend Valentine's Day with me. He was just, honestly not a good boyfriend. But, again, I was going through a really hard time in my life, and his family kind of became my rock, so I kind of was just sticking it out because I was super close with everybody. We're together from my junior to senior year in high school. Honestly, things are fine. We fight a lot, but it's fine, I guess. Then as we're about to go off to college, he wanted to go to college in Chicago and I was going to college in Tampa. I wanted to break up because I kind of wanted to get the college experience, not really going to college with a long distance boyfriend. And honestly, I had already kind of thought he had cheated on me. So I assumed that he was going to cheat on me again. So we go to college and literally in the first week, it's just so bad. Not answering me, going to girls' apartments, going out all hours of the night. It was my birthday the first week of college, treated me like crap on my birthday. He hated that I was going through sorority recruitment. He thought I was a sellout. I have this crazy intuition. If you know me and are close with me, I will have dreams or thoughts about things happening and then they will happen the day after or shortly after. I don't know if it's woman intuition. I don't know if I'm just literally crazy. I have no idea. One night I literally wake up out of my sleep, literally bawling, crying, and I text him. I'm like, are you okay? What's going on? Something's going on. I literally could just feel it in my bones. He's like, yeah, everything's fine. Love you. Go back to bed. Blah, blah, blah. The next day we're on FaceTime. He's being so weird. I'm like, something fucking is going on. He calls me literally bawling, crying 2 days after, and he's like, I cheated on you, blah, blah, blah. He tried to lie about the way he cheated on me, which now obviously I know wasn't a lie. Again, I'm not going to give details, but he kind of made himself out to be a victim. I freaked out. I had a plane ticket to go fly and see him the week after he cheated on me, so I made him Venmo me for my plane ticket. I literally bugged the freak out on him. And then whatever, he was like, it was a mistake, blah, blah, blah. It didn't mean to happen. Please, I'll do anything. He was sending me love letters. He was sending me flowers. He was crying all the time. He was calling me. He was just freaking out. So then we go home for a break in October and I see him and he's like, please get back together with me. I love you, blah, blah, blah. I'm dumb, so I fall for it. We get back together. I visit him in Chicago. Again, he's just an asshole to me, whatever. We go through all of my freshman year being together. The summer of my freshman year, going into my sophomore year of college, oh my God, it was so awful. He hated me our entire relationship, and I think I just never knew it. But that whole summer was terrible, and I remember in August, I was at his house, and he was sitting on the couch ignoring me. So his mom took me to go get food with her, and she literally was like, you don't deserve this, honestly, this is ridiculous. And she left to go do something, and I walked back into the house, and I was like, I'm breaking up with you. You treat me terribly. So I break up with him and then I go back to college. Again, my birthday is at the beginning of the semester. It's the end of August. He calls me on my birthday, sends flowers to my apartment, is sending me gifts. Emma, I love you so much. I need you back. You are the love of my life. This man was putting in the work to get back together with me. Literally the fucking work. Again, you guys, I am stupid and I was falling for it. So we were still talking every day. We were having like FaceTime sleepovers, like literally like planning like our marriage and our children and like blah, blah, blah. Again, so stupid. We go home for Thanksgiving. He is crying in my bed. I can't lose you. I will do anything, literally saying the most like down bad, pathetic things that a man should never say. I'm low-key gonna skip over the next part of the story because this is like actually like where the villain really awful things that he did came in. But basically something happened. You guys literally can just scroll and figure out what happened to me. And basically got blamed for everything. And I later found out that he used the thing that happened to me as an excuse to his other girlfriend on why he was still talking to me.
This happened to Emma. She has nobody else. Her family isn't really around, and I just have to be there for her. I have to be there for her. She has nobody else.
When our break happens, I literally am living at his parents' house. I spend Thanksgiving with them. I spend Christmas with them. I spend New Year's with them. Literally, just like we are together, spending every holiday together, spending the holidays with his family, with his grandparents, literally skipping out on my family holidays for this man. Keep in mind, this whole time I was low-key sus of him. There was like this one girl that I was just like really kind of sus of, and I actually ended up DMing her like around Thanksgiving, and yeah, like basically she was like, yeah, it's like nothing's going on, like whatever. We leave to go back to school, and I remember just like crying my eyes out when he was leaving because honestly I just kind of knew that like we were like never gonna see each other again. Like I don't know why, but again I just had this crazy intuition. January goes along, he's literally like blah blah blah, you're the love of my life. If you sleep with anybody else, I will literally kill you. Like, FaceTime sleepovers, you've called the whole gist. You guys already know. This is just keeps repeating itself. One day, again, I couldn't sleep, and I go to my DM requests on Instagram, and literally 3 minutes before I did that, I had gotten a DM from this girl. We're gonna call her Becca. Becca DM'd me and said, hey, are you with his name? We're gonna call him James. Hey, are you and James together? I respond with, yeah, like kinda, why? She calls me on the phone. She tells me that they have been together since like 3 days before my birthday. Like she literally tells me the exact date that they had like first like hung out. We three-way call this motherfucker. He is such a fucking dick. I literally, oh my god, like he is literally insane. I call his mom. I tell him he is addicted to blank. I'm like, fuck him. I don't even care. Like, I'm literally gonna ruin your life now. Becca is like, yeah, telling me all this stuff he said about me. Like, literally, he just, like, lied on my name about everything. Told this girl that the only reason he still talks to me is because he feels bad for me and I have nobody in my life and, like, I don't have a relationship with my parents. Which is not true, by the way, obviously. I block him on everything, and he keeps making fake numbers to text me. Like, literally, he would make a fake number, text me, beg for me back. Then I block that number. He'd make another fake number, text me, beg for me back, call me, send me paragraphs. Like, literally, he was insane. Me and the girl literally, like, ended up, like, comparing text messages. He would text us the exact same things. Like, he had just moved into this new house. He sent us the exact same video. He would wear my clothes around her, her clothes around me, vice versa. I had a stuffed animal named Tortuga that I gave to him when he went to college. Tortuga literally was on his bed, and he lied to her about Tortuga. And, like, they would, like, well, my stuffed animal was on his bed. The first time he told her that he loved her was when I was sleeping next to him on New Year's Eve. He would send us the exact same TikToks, literally the same, like, Instagram memes. Then one day I had a dream that the two of them got back together, so I texted her and I said, hey, are you guys back together? Spoiler alert, they were, and they still are together to this day, I think. I don't know, I haven't really checked up on them. He literally was still texting me, like, basically while they were back together, begging for me back. Having one significant other is so draining enough. I don't know how he had two. Anyways, yeah, that's where my villain origin story started. Thank you, James, for ruining my life.
guys, so I'm gonna be doing a story time today on how my family basically like disowned me and stopped talking to me. So this happened about like 4 or 5 years ago, but it really started when I was 15 or 16 and I had moved out with my dad to go live with my aunt because me and my dad just got into a huge argument. So when I moved out, I was now living with my aunt, her husband, and my 2 cousins. We were living in a townhome, and so we moved to a house that had a room for me, and we started living there, and everything was perfectly fine. Like, I went to school, I had a job, like, you know, like, my life was good, like, I was good. Okay, so a part of the story that we're gonna have to remember is that I would always garden at night. And when I gardened at night, my aunt's husband was always outside and he would always be smoking his cigars and like drinking and doing all that, but like that's at the same time that I would garden at night, you know? Okay, so this is where like the story actually begins now, like of what happened to me. So, one night I went to go garden like I normally would. It was like a little normal day, you know, just regular vibes, and I had one outside and he started talking to me. So at the time, I was having a fallout with my friend group, and I didn't really have any friends except my new friends that I made, which was like a little guy friend group, and it was fun. It was cool. Like, I'm not even trying to be on that type of shit, but it was like a good little friend group, you know? My uncle had asked me why I stopped being friends with my like girlfriends, like, and it just like the way he was asking the questions were super weird. He asked me like, why do you think your friends aren't friends with you? Like, do you think it's because of your body? Is it because you're pretty? Like, what do you think it is? And I was just like, I don't know, like, we just fucking fell out, that's it. So then he started asking me about my new friend group, like the one with a bunch of guys, and he was being really inappropriate with it. So he then got onto the topic of my guy friends, and he was asking me basically why I was friends with them, and it started getting really inappropriate from there. He asked me if any of my guy friends ever tried to with me, and if they tried to mess with me in that kind of way, and I just thought it was a little weird, so I was just like, no, that's not happening, and it wasn't happening, and like, we are just friends. Like, I am allowed to have friends that are guys. So after that, this is where it gets really like weird. We were just sitting there and he had asked me to stand up, and I thought that was really weird, and he told me to stand up and turn around. So I was really thrown off by that, and I was like, what do you mean? And he told me to stand up and turn around, and I already felt super uncomfortable, so I kept telling him no. I was like, no, no, no. I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't know what you're doing. I don't want to do it. So I really didn't know what to do in this situation, and he asked me to stand up again, and I don't know why I did, but I stood up and I turned around. He then proceeded to grab my waist and try to pull me in towards him, and that is when like I really freaked out. So after that, I like turned back around and I was like, what are you trying to do to me? I was like, what are you doing? And he basically tried to back away. Like, he started like backing up, and literally, bro, when he backed up, he asked me again to fucking turn around, bro. This was like my last fucking straw. I ran back up to my room, and I was debating on telling my aunt and my cousins. Like, when something like that happens to you and you're living with them, like, what do you do in that situation? What am I supposed to do? Like, am I gonna break up my fucking family? Am I going to make everyone fucking hate me? Like, I don't know what to do. So I just called my best friend at the time, and I just told her everything that went down, and that was it. I kept my mouth shut for fucking months, and let me tell you, if you have ever been in this kind of situation, please speak up. Like, speak the fuck up as soon as it happens. Don't wait for a time. Don't care about what your family says. Don't care about what anyone's gonna say. Don't care about breaking up your family. It doesn't matter. Like, what matters is protecting yourself and protecting everyone else who can get harmed. So I didn't speak up for fucking months because I was terrified. I didn't want to move out of my house. I didn't know where I was gonna go. I had already left my dad, so where the fuck was I gonna go? Up until like, it was really eating at me. Like, I was causing trouble. Like, I was basically just having outbursts all the time. I was always getting grounded. I never went to school because, like, I felt like I was just dealing with this shit internally, and it was eating me up. So one night when I was grounded, mind you, I was grounded on Gasparilla weekend. So I got grounded, and my aunt and her husband wanted to have a talk with me. They basically brought me downstairs, and they were just asking, like, what's going on? Why are you so worked up? Like, why are you always just doing shit to get in trouble? I don't know what came over me, but in that moment, I was like, I'm going to tell my aunt what happened, because fuck this. So I brought her upstairs, and I proceeded to tell her what happened, and she absolutely lost her shit. She freaked out. She literally left the house. My uncle was screaming at me. My cousins were trying to figure out what was going on, and I like had no fucking proof. So when she came back, she basically was trying, like like when she came back with fucking attitude. She started asking me, do you think I'm jealous of you? Do you think I'm this of you? Are you trying to break up my family? Like, dude, you're my fucking aunt. Be so serious in the head. And like, in that moment, like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? What do I tell this girl? I don't have any fucking proof. And literally, let me tell you, they went around, my aunt and my cousins, they went around to all the homes around our house that had Ring cameras, and they tried to pull up the footage from like months ago. This is why I'm saying, speak up now if this happened to you. Speak up as soon as you can, or else those Ring footages are gonna be gone. So since they couldn't find footage of him almost SAing me, I left. I went back to my dad's. I fucking left, and they haven't talked to me since. And now all I can really say is that I just have so much trauma from my family, especially like just like my cousins like leaving me and not talking to me, my other uncle and aunt not talking to me, my own aunt not talking to me. Like, that's fucking trauma right there. Like, that was my whole family, like, that was my life, and they just cut me off because of this fucking man, my aunt's husband. Like, fuck him. Like, if you're watching this, literally so hard, you suck. You don't deserve to be here. You don't deserve my family. You don't deserve my aunt. You don't deserve your kids. You don't deserve anyone. You need to be in jail. And if my family's watching this, you guys too, for not believing me, for not believing a poor 17-year-old at the time. Like, when you guys knew all that I was already going through, you guys suck so hard for that, and I will never forgive you for that. But if you do want to come in my life again, I won't hate.
Okay, y'all, story time. I have found out that my fiance has been dipping out on me for the past year. And like, I'm just now, noticing and realizing. So basically within the last year, he's been gone more often, like for week or weeks at a time. And then when he do come back, he have to leave right back out like two or 3 days later, so I'm like, ain't no way. So in my head, I was like, this man got a whole family somewhere else, because you keep having somewhere to go every damn month. And that was unusual for me, or whatever. And then when he comes back in town, we try to hurry up and do stuff, with me, with the kids, and then it's like, it don't really, the vibes be off, because he be damn tired. My bad, somebody was calling me. But yeah, he be tired. So it's like, we be trying to have a good time, with the kids and stuff, but it's like, he really be looking like he just be wanting to get some rest, because he have to fly back out for work. So I'm gonna tell y'all, what he do for work, a little down in the story. So yeah. So he's been being gone often, coming home tired. Sometimes, like, normally he'll like let me know before time when he got somewhere to go or need be. Lately he haven't been doing that. Like he'll just be like, oh dang, I just remember I gotta go here in the next 2 days. And I'd be like, why you ain't tell me? Like, why you just now telling me? Because I know you been knew way before now. Way before you telling me now. Or whatever. So he was like, yeah, but I just be having so much going on. I forget. Blase, blase. So, I just been overlooking that as well. Like, okay, the man busy. Or whatever. So, I started to be like, okay, well, let me come to, like, on some of your business trips. I don't have to be around. I can just, be in the hotel with till you get done doing what you're doing, so that we can just have more time together. And it's like it will be a problem. Like, I can't come, but he'll be like, oh, my sister, one of my sisters live out here. She gonna stop by and blah blah blah. I'm like, sister, but you act like I can't come. You act like I can't come and spend time with you, your fiance. So that's how I all got. That's how.
All right, I'm gonna tell y'all about the time that my ex-boyfriend cheated on me, and in turn, I ended up saving somebody's life. Weird, I know, but literally, I'm just making tomato and toast. I just love tomatoes and I love bread, and together the combo is amazing. But I forgot my olive oil. But anyways, so, yeah, my ex at the time, we had been dating probably about, I think at this point we were in it for over a year. I think close to almost 2 years, something like that. Anywho, one night I'm supposed to be picking him up from work, which at the time he did part-time working as a bouncer at this bar that I used to bartend at. Funny, that's how we met, of course. You should have known. That's not where you meet your husband. It's not at the bar. I'll tell you that. But anywho, did somebody pull in? I don't know. Maybe a customer came. No, I don't think so. But so I go to pick him up, and it's like late, he's like, I actually got out early, so I was like, okay, bet. He's like, but I'm gonna have a drink with some of the guys. So I was like, okay, no problem. I was with my homegirl anyway, so it's no big deal. And then I texted him that I was like, hey, I'm on the way, because I was getting tired, like it was getting late, I was ready to go home. And he didn't respond, but that was okay, because like obviously like I pull up there whenever, it's no big deal. Well, tell me why, when I pulled up, this motherfucker is making out with another female. I don't want to degrade her, because honestly she was just the slime of the town anyways, but anywho, I was kind of like shocked. Hold on. Dang, I saw a cop slowing down. I didn't even do nothing. I thought I was in trouble. But anywho. And normally I would beat the fuck out of somebody, but like for some reason, I think I was in such shock that I literally had my jaw on the floor, turned around and went straight to my car, got in and just started speeding. Like I just started driving because I was like, I need to get the fuck out of there. And I think my mind was just going crazy. Like I couldn't believe what I had just seen. He's blowing up my phone. I'm not answering. Like it really, really did suck, because like I genuinely thought I was in love with that fucking nerd, whatever. Anyways, so and like for it to be heard, bro, like not trying to be like that, but it's just like, come on. Not that it should be any female, it's just the disrespect was just crazy. So anywho, he's blowing me up. I'm not answering. I decide to go. I take a route home that I normally never take. And as I'm driving, I get around this corner. There's this bend. And like the telephone poles and all the lines and stuff. Well, it's in the road. And all these wires are like in the road. It looked like a fucking movie scene. And this car is on this front lawn, upside down, like on its head, engulfed in flames. But get this, the power lines are so close to the flame, I'm freaking out, because I'm like, dude, if that catches fire, we're fucked. And it's on both sides. So I immediately just spring into action. I call 911. I let them know that they need to bring ambulances, but they got to come on both sides, and fire trucks, because this power line is so close to this fire that like I'm not really sure what's going to happen. And then I think there's a customer coming. Yeah. So, and then I rush over to the house that the car is on, because it's on the lawn so close to this house that I don't know what the hell is going to happen. Hold on. So as I was saying, I go to their house, I wake them up. It was crazy because you would have thought with that accident that you would have heard this commotion, but nobody was awake, nobody even knew. So I ran to that house, woke them up, because obviously there's got to be somebody in the vehicle, in the burning vehicle. But at that time, I was just trying to get everybody situated before, because I didn't know if that fucking car was going to explode or not, or what the hell was going to happen. So I told them, and then I ran straight to that car. I'm screaming because I looked around the vehicle and I didn't see any body, like a body anywhere, like potentially if they got ejected out the vehicle or anything. And I'm screaming, and it's so fucking hot, so hot. And so I'm yelling, and finally, like, I could see somebody in the car, and I just go in and just fucking yank him out, and I drag him out, and I don't know, honestly, like, that moment I blacked out because it was so fucking hot, and like so much was happening. My adrenaline was pumping, and all I knew is I had to get that guy out of the car. I got him out the fucking car, and then I'm yelling at him because he's disoriented, obviously. I'm like, is there anybody else? Is there anybody else? I can't really see, like, well in that car. It's so fucking engulfed in flames. And he's like, what's going on? What's going on? He's like, no, nobody else is with me. I'm like, are you sure? Because I'm scared. Like, what if there's a kid or something? And then finally the cops come. He's trying to come too. All these neighbors come out, you know, ambulance, fire trucks, everybody's there. And then basically they all like applaud me. They're like, you honestly just saved this man's life, because he knocked out in that accident, and he would have asphyxiated from the smoke or burned alive. So neither one was great. But I say that to say this, it's just crazy that, like, when I was driving and thinking about what I had just seen and like everything I had felt, like I genuinely felt like my entire world ended when that happened with my ex. And after that situation, it made me realize that like life is truly so precious, and that no matter the heartbreak or anything, there is more to come. There's always something to look forward to. So even if like somebody hurts you or whatever, like it's not the end, it's never the end. And you always have something to learn and gain from your experiences. And so yeah, that encounter actually really did change my life in many ways, like my perspective on things. Because after that happened, obviously I didn't know the guy, I didn't know anything. I just gave them my info and I left, like my statement and everything. And about a month or two later, I remember it was December, and at the time I did pizza delivery as a part-time job. And so I was delivering, and I get to the house, whatever, and this guy answers the door, and he looks familiar, but I don't realize I recognize him. And then he looks at me, he's like, hey, are you so-and-so? And I was like, yeah, like, do I know you? And he goes, you're the one that actually saved my life. He's like, I had a seizure while I was driving, and that's how the accident happened. And he's like, and if you weren't there, I would have died. And I was like I have goosebumps even when I tell the story still, like, and think about it. But he was like, thanked me, tried to repay me, whatever. I said, no, actually, like, you were a gift too in disguise. You just don't know it. But yeah, so take everything with a grain of salt, and life is never over. It is quite precious. And go and fucking experience all of life, all of it, the good, bad, the ugly, everything.
Guys, I've been unintentionally gatekeeping this story, and now it's time. About a month ago, I went on a first date with a man I had met on Hinge. We'd been talking for like almost a month before we went on this first date. On our first date, he told me he had been separated for 2 years and divorced for 2 months, which felt a little quick to me. Yeah. I shared with him that I had been recently love bombed, and that I was like really trying to slow things down on the dating front and take things really slow because I learned my lesson. Right after the first date, next day, he immediately asked me on a second date. I'm like, no, don't want to move too quickly. Ask me on a date for the next day. No, don't want to move too quickly. Tuesday comes around. He's like, do you want to go on a date tomorrow? Meaning Wednesday. I was like, look at you planning in advance. Let's do it. I said yes to Wednesday. I had plans that Tuesday night to go over to a friend's house for a going away party. And he texted me and was like, hey, I can't wait until tomorrow to see you. Do you want to just grab quick drinks before your going away party? And I was like, yeah, that'd be great. So we go out to drinks at this awesome spot in DC. And while we're sitting there, we're having normal conversation. And I'm joking about the fact that he is 36, because I always find myself dating people in the age range 34 to 36. It's just like my sweet spot. And he's like, well, actually, I have to tell you something. I'm actually 39. My age is wrong on my Hinge. And I was like, do you think I'm stupid? If you got divorced 2 months ago and that's when you made your Hinge, you were lying. If you made it back when you were 36, you were cheating on your wife. So what? Also, I'm pretty sure your Hinge updates every year, like as you get older. Like I'm pretty sure it changes by itself. So I was like, what the fuck? That's so weird of you. I literally demanded he show me his physical ID because I thought that was so weird. And I was really creeped out. And honestly, I should have been out then. So I see his ID, he's actually 39, and I say to him, this is so weird of you. There's no good time when you're dating girls on Hinge to tell them that you're not the age you put on your profile. Like you could tell them in that first message, or you could tell them like when on your wedding day, and no matter what, that's fucking weird of you. Like that's never gonna be a normal conversation that girls are just okay with. Like just make it your regular age. Obviously you're trying to show up on Hinge for like young women who you can whatever. Anyway, so we finish drinks, we kiss, it's a good time. He goes home, I go to my friend's going away party, and I pose a question to the group. I'm like, hey, he lied to me about his age. It feels kind of sus. What does everyone think? My best friend, who was right, is like, get out of that situation. That is freaky, girl. But all my other friends at the party were kind of like, oh, you're just collecting data. Like, that's a first data point. Like, yes, that's concerning, but why don't you collect more data and see how you feel about the guy? Because at the time, I really liked him. We had great chemistry. He was super attractive. Like, we just vibed. But also, like, maybe part of that vibe and part of why that was exciting is because I could sense, like, something was off, or, like, we had that chemistry because, like, there was that excitement and spark. But like a lot of the time, like good, healthy relationships start like more of a slow burn, or like with a friendship. Like I should have known that that spark was indicative of like, there's something wrong here. So now it's Wednesday, it's time for our pre-planned date. And the first 2 dates he had come into DC for me. He lives in Maryland. So I said, hey, I'd be happy to come out to Maryland for you. I feel badly that you're always coming to DC. And he was like, well, you don't have a car. And I was like, I have a Metro card. And have you ever heard of that Uber, or do 36-year-olds not know about Uber? He was like, oh, I have a surprise for you. Be ready at 7. Me, having watched every fucking rom-com, was like, this is so cute and romantic. I'm so excited. Dumb, dumb, dumb. So he comes, he picks me up in his car. I'm like, wow, this is like a real date. He's picking me up, he's driving me to the place, and it's all a surprise. I don't even know where we're going. He takes me to this restaurant in DC called Mercy Me. Food was incredible. And I'm like, thank you so much for dinner. Like, was this a surprise? And he's like, no, I have one more surprise. This man proceeds to say, oh, I have to work in Arlington tomorrow, so I decided to spend the night in DC so I don't have to schlep all the way from Maryland to Arlington for work at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Spending the night in DC, got a hotel room, but what he didn't do was ask me to stay over with him. Like, he's that good. Like, he didn't ever explicitly ask that. He made me think it was my decision. So dinner ends, we like go to a bar, we grab a couple of drinks. I'm not even drinking. I'm literally like dead sober, and I made these decisions. But we walk out of the restaurant, he's like, do you want me to drive you home, or do you want to come up to my hotel room? And I was like, I could use a hotel room tour. I go, hotel room tour, one thing leads to another. Take that as you will. Probably wasn't my best call. Anyway, I wake up in the morning at my own house. I'm on a high. I'm like, last night was so amazing. He's texting me. I'm like, we're getting married. But then I'm sitting there and I'm thinking really hard about it. And where he lives in Maryland is like 30 minutes from me. And Arlington is like 20 minutes from me. And I don't understand logically why someone would get a hotel in the city to not have to drive an extra 20 minutes in the morning. Something's not adding up. My spidey senses, something was wrong. My gut, women's intuition, something was off. I start thinking, I offered to come to his. He lives in his own house. I, live in a house with 3 roommates. The only reason I wouldn't want someone to come to my house would be if I was still living with my wife. So that activates the crazy in me. And I go to the internet and I pay for a background check, $25. Highly recommend doing that. Honestly, do it before your first dates. I should have done it way, way back. And I find every single thing about this man, right? Like his entire family, every address he's lived in since his college dorm, every traffic citation he's ever gotten, every piece of dirt on this man. And you know what isn't there? Divorce papers. So I start freaking out. I'm like, why are there no divorce papers? Could they be sealed? Like, are divorce papers even public record? I've never been divorced. I call the Maryland County court system and I ask them, hi, do you have any divorce records under his name and his wife's maiden name? They don't have any. I say, can you tell me if there's a sealed record under either of their names? They say, yes, we can tell you if there's a record, but we can't tell you what's in it. I said, awesome. Do you have records under either of these names? No records in the state of Maryland. I contact my family friend who's a lawyer. I say, hey, do you have to get divorced in the state where you're living? And they said, yeah, you have to get divorced in the state where either you or your partner is living. And I had both their names on the lease of their home address from my background check. I knew they both lived in the state of Maryland since 2012. If they had gotten a divorce, it would be in the Maryland court system. So I'm realizing this man is married. So what do? I go on Facebook and I post in the Are We Dating the Same Guy DC Facebook group. I say, hey, this is Danny. And I include a picture of him. I say, he lied about me to his age. Something feels sus. I tell the whole hotel story and ask anyone if they know anything. Within an hour, my post is blown up. Hundreds of women commenting how sus the hotel thing is and that it's happened to them before. He's definitely married and cheating. A couple hours later, a comment comes in. Hi, I'm the wife. Call me. I'm so sorry to do this, but I have to do a part 2. Come to part 2 to find out what the wife says.
Let me just tape my reaction right now. I'm shaking. I feel like I'm gonna puke. I'm at my boyfriend's house and I'm looking at his text messages on his computer. I'm shaking. I don't know. 2022, mind you, we were together. I'm home, 8:15 p.m. Thanks for letting me hang. Thank you for, you're welcome for it. What? What are you talking about? So my boyfriend is, camera will be shaking from here on out. I had to take him to work because my car's in the shop, so I took his truck, and so I'm like, this is the only time I can ever do this. He actually gave me the password to his computer, and I'm looking at the messages, and I can tell that there's some that are like redacted or he had gone through maybe on his phone, and because the conversations don't flow. But I don't think he knows that. I don't know if he knows that you can see text on computer, like. But so, okay, let me show you this. I am shaking like an absolute dog. All right, so we're still in 2022. Sends pictures, him and his child. There's a picture of her in the shower with her fingers up with the peace sign, I hate you sometimes. I only have the first two. I'm like, this conversation doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? So you do, what? And this is how clumsy I'm feeling. Love this for me. But it's black coffee, just no creamer, so I'm good. I'm not cold, but my teeth are chattering. It's the lack of conversation. It's the lack of flow of conversation that's a huge red flag. I'd love to hear if anybody else, I'm like shaking that he's gonna pull up in his cruiser. He knows I'm on his computer. He gave me his password. Like that's where I'm like, I just don't know. I am feeling that kind of anxious stomach flip. So stay tuned. Okay, just saw this. September 2022. Thanks for coming to visit. Means a lot. Of course, always nice seeing you. There he is with her baby. I'm not trying to show the baby. I'm seeing, so, okay. This is at 6 a.m. Are you awake? Headed over for a little bit. That's like, I just woke up. Cool to see you in 30. What? So like, he just got out of work. I think he was probably working, he must have been working night shift. I don't know what I'm like, is she a Marine? Is she a friend he's from California, and I don't know if she's like a childhood friend, because I did see a picture of her and she looks like she's his age. So I'm 11 years younger than him, so I could tell a difference, not even being rude or anything about her at all, but I'm like, where is this relationship? Where did this come from? I'd love to see the calling history, but his FaceTime, that is not accessible. That needs to be signed in with iCloud, and I can't get to that. This is an interesting comment by her. Your sexual jokes, ugh, I can't freaking, sexual jokes make me uncomfortable. I'm so not into that. Blah, 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 blah. This whole long ass conversation. Dude, I'm so sorry. No more. I know that's not your intention. I want to. You're healing as much, if not more, than me. I'm just in a position of life that I'm just existing and lost. Your great friend confiding has really helped. Almost tarnished, blah, blah, blah. Reminds me of grooming and breaking. What are you talking about? Subconsciously, I think there might be something more. I said maybe. I'm too damaged by my own. What are you talking? Last thing I want from me to you is to make you feel uncomfortable. I don't know. Disappointed. Honestly, I'm not sure if it's a good idea to come over this week. I don't think I'm in a healthy space for me to spend time with friends of the opposite gender, even if it is platonic. Bitch, you have a girlfriend. Excuse my language, but what are you talking about? Guys, somebody just took a shower and almost got erect, but it deflated. I'm sorry to hear that. It's whatever. That I got a rando, probably been a while. Might have a wet dream. It's happened, especially when I don't clean the pipes. It's not that I can't get, like, I'm pretty sure we were having intercourse at this time. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's also, okay, so this is good too. Holy crap, hold on. I think you were meant to have a daughter at some point. I wish someday. No, ship sailed. LOL, you're not dead. And if you and Amber is his wife that he is still married to and separated from. You and Amber fix things, or you find another partner. It's possible. She don't know. So I don't got a problem with this girl. She didn't do nothing. I don't got a problem with her. I'm going to say that. It's so funny because all of the pictures he sends her that are just like, just sending pictures, whatever. Haven't seen any inappropriate ones yet, but I've received all of those over text as well. I think I'm actually going to throw up. I got to eat something. I don't think I can stand up. Oof. What the frick? You look like a whole ass snack with zero context. Like, what? I have all day to do this, and I will. Because he's working till midnight, but he is coming back over to the house for like a brief period because he has to grab something out of his truck for work. I am feeling just about how you could expect. I don't even know. I don't know why I'm taping this. I don't know why I'm doing this. I feel very alone and isolated right now. And I thought if I take a video and I try to just, I'm literally doing this. This is like live action. I just can't. Life is hard enough. Why treat your partner like this? I can't. Oh my gosh.
That's silly. Also, I'm having a girls' night, so I'm staying in Dearborn tonight, and then I don't know what time I'll be back tomorrow morning, probably by 10. But, give or take, depends on how hungover and, not in a great mood I am, so. Yeah, my parents are watching the baby. Okay, bye!
They are like constantly FaceTiming. That was just a voice message that somehow I was able to play. I'm freaking out that he's gonna like get notified on his phone that I played it or something. I don't know. But I'm on the verge of puking my guts out. And we're almost to 10 minutes on TikTok. Guess I have to make a part 2.
Cheating boyfriends and husbands are honestly one of the most disappointing realities in relationships. It's not just about the physical act of cheating. It's the lies, the betrayal, and the way it shatters trust that's the hardest to recover from. What makes it worse is that a lot of them cheat not because they're lacking love at home, but because they lack self-control, maturity, and respect. Some men cheat out of ego, wanting validation from multiple women to feel powerful. Others cheat because they're selfish and don't want to take accountability. And then there are those who stay in relationships out of convenience while entertaining other women on the side, thinking they'll never get caught. The most painful part? Many women blame themselves when it happens, wondering if they weren't enough, when in reality, a man who cheats is revealing his own flaws, not yours. Loyalty is a choice, not a challenge. The truth is, a partner who cheats once without remorse is more likely to do it again. And if he risks your peace, your love, and your family just for a moment of attention, he never really valued you in the first place.